Hi everybody. Oh, I'm so excited to do something a little bit different with you today in my classroom. One of the activities that my students love so much is directed drawings, and they're kind of a treat. We don't get to do them all the time, but we have time, and I thought, hey, let's do a directed drawing. I just read this book called Seed to Plant, and so we learned a little bit about plants and how they grow. My family would know and would be able to tell you that spring is my favorite season. And one of the reasons is because when I look outside in the spring, I see beautiful plants that are beginning to grow. One of my favorite flowers in the springtime to look at are daffodils. And I just think they are so cheerful and bright, and they make me feel happy, and I just love to look at them. So I grabbed these ones from outside, and I wanted to show you something kind of cool about daffodils before we draw them, is that they're all just a little bit different. So they have a similar shape. In my class, we've been learning about solid shapes and 3D shapes. And so this top part here, look, it's curved here, and then it's rounded all the way around. This is a cylinder, a good example of a cylinder shape. So all daffodils have this middle part that's often this cylinder shape, and then they have these petals around it. But they're all a little bit different. So this one is yellow. The whole thing is yellow, and you've probably seen that one before. Look here at this daffodil. It has a similar shape, but look at this. It's much smaller. There are more than one flower. There's more than one flower on this stem. And I also see that this cylinder part that I was showing you is orange. The other one was all the same color. So today when we draw our daffodils, remember that everyone's will look a little bit different. And they should, because all daffodils look a little bit different. Oh, look at this one is so interesting. It has all these extra petals too. I love it. And then there's one more here that I wanted to show you. So I'm going to show you a quick way to draw a daffodil. And I would love if you sent me a picture of yours afterwards so that I could see them. And maybe I can put some that you send me up on our classroom Instagram so you can see one another's beautiful artwork, okay? So I'm going to turn it this way a little bit so that you won't see me as much. Remember to use a pencil. Here's an example of one that I already did. Use a pencil when you're drawing, and then you can go back and color it. Oh, I was about to sneeze. Achoo, excuse me. You can color it and trace it with a black marker afterwards. But let me just show you how to get started on this, okay? The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to want to start sort of near the top of your paper, not all the way to the top, but sort of near the top. And I started on one side, and I did this circle, but instead of making it a perfect circle, I made it a wiggly circle, kind of like this. So use your pencil and make kind of a wiggly circle. Let me see if I can zoom it in a little bit better for you all. Okay. Now remember, it's not perfect. No one's has to be the same as anyone else's. Then I come up to the top on one side, that kind of the inside where I'm going to draw the rest of my circle. I'm going to do another round of circles, but this time, or of curved lines, I'm kind of going opposite. So see how these went out this way? This will go out this way. So out, in, out, in, out, in. And then I'll stop. I won't go all the way around. Okay, so I'll give you a moment. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you're just doing kind of around one side, these little curved lines. Okay, pause this if you need to, if you need more time. What you're gonna do next is you're gonna come up onto the top side. See how I have all this space over here? This is where I'm gonna draw the rest of the daffodil. So perhaps your extra space is on the other side. Your daffodil could be facing either way. But I'm going to come onto this side, and watch me. I'm going to do almost looks like a U that's just kind of turned. I'm going to do down, around, up. So take a minute to do that. And that's this big part of the daffodil, that cylinder. Okay, then we're gonna add some petals onto the outside. And so I started up here at the top and I did it like this. I did out, in. So I'll give you a moment to do that. Go out, in, and then right here you can do another out, in. Watch Mrs. Clark. Out, in. Could do another one. Out, in. So take a moment to do that. And then do you see how there's a little bit of extra space in between these petals here? We'll draw another little out, in, but we're not going to start down here. We'll start about the middle here. Out, in, out, in. And then we'll stop there. You can do these lines if you want to make it look like a petal. It has those little shapes inside. And then I'm going to come here and do this stem. That will come down to the ground. This daffodil is sort of looking up to the sky. And then I can even do this, because if you look really closely at the inside of a daffodil, you will see. So my daffodil that I drew is kind of like that. So you can make yours face any direction. You could add more petals if you want to. It's your daffodil. Remember, they don't all look the same. This one had lots of layers. Oh, not this one. This one had lots of layers of petals. So everybody's daffodil can look a little bit different. So decide how you want to make yours. But then when you're done, what we often do in my classroom is we take black, either a marker or a pencil, and we just outline it so that it stands out and is nice and dark before we color it. It just helps people see what we drew even better. And at my house, I think I used a marker on this one. You could use a marker or a pencil. Right now I'm using a pencil, a colored pencil, and you can see it makes it just a little bit darker. And then once you have all of your petals drawn and traced how you like them, you could always erase parts if there's a part that you didn't like. Maybe you want one petal to be smaller. You can always change it. That's why we draw with a pencil. But then we like to fill our page with color. So, I think this side, it looks to me like it needs another petal here. You can add more if you decide that you like your flower to have more petals. Once you draw it and outline it though, color it in. You can use crayons or markers or colored pencils. I think on this one I used colored pencils. And there you go. You can do a drawing at home, just like we do in the classroom, even though we're not together. And maybe you can send me a picture. And let's see if we can brighten up our homes with these beautiful spring flowers. Bye.